My child, I see the weight you carry. I see the tightness of your grip on things you believe you must control: relationships, outcomes, timelines, and even your healing. Yet I tell you this: when you release your hold, when you surrender what you've been clinging to, you make room for me to move in ways beyond your understanding. Letting go is not losing. It is opening the door to the unimaginable. I know what you're holding on to. You think I do not notice how your hands shake with fear when you consider releasing what has been familiar to you. You fear that if you let go, you will be left empty. You worry that if you stop trying to control the path, you will be forgotten or abandoned. But I see deeper than your thoughts. I see the hidden burdens, the ones you do not speak of, the people you are afraid to lose, the dreams you are afraid won't come to pass, the failures you are afraid will define you. I see the nights you lie awake, replaying scenarios in your mind. I see the plans you keep rewriting, hoping that if you calculate perfectly, nothing will fall apart. My child, I tell you this with love. Your grip is not what sustains these things. I am. Your control is not what keeps life from unraveling. I am the one holding it all together. Letting go is not abandonment. It is trust. When I ask you to let go, I am not telling you to neglect your responsibilities or ignore the good things in your life. I am telling you to place them in my hands, where they are safer than they could ever be in yours. You think that letting go means losing, but in my kingdom, letting go means gaining. It means the pressure is lifted from your shoulders. It means I can take what you have and multiply it beyond your imagination. When you release your hold, you are not walking into chaos. You are stepping into alignment. You are saying, God, I trust you more than I trust myself. And when you make that choice, I begin to do the unimaginable. Why you must release control. You were not created to carry everything. Your heart is not designed to bear the crushing weight of outcomes you cannot predict. The very reason you feel exhausted, anxious, and overwhelmed is because you are holding on to things that belong to me. The moment you surrender, truly surrender, the very atmosphere around your life begins to shift. The tight knot in your spirit begins to loosen. The fear begins to fade. When you stop trying to control the winds and the waves, you realize you have always been in the boat with the one who commands them. You stop trying to be your own savior and start resting in the truth that you already have one. Letting go makes room for the unimaginable. My plans for you are higher than the plans you have written for yourself. My timing is more perfect than the deadlines you've set in your mind. My provision is more abundant than the resources you think you can gather. When you release your grip, you create space. Space for me to pour out blessings that will leave you in awe. You cannot receive the new thing I have for you if your hands are still full of the old. Think of the seed. It must let go of the safety of the shell before it can grow. If it stays tightly closed, it will never become the tree it was destined to be. You are like that seed, my child. Your release is not the end. It is the beginning. The fear of the unknown. I know the part of you that fears the unknown. You like the comfort of what is familiar, even if it is not healthy for you. You convince yourself that certainty, even painful certainty, is better than trusting me with what comes next. But what you call unknown is already known to me. I have seen your tomorrow. I have seen the doors that will open when you choose to trust me. I have seen the peace that will flood your heart when you stop striving. The unimaginable I speak of is not just about blessings you can see. It is also about the deep transformation in your soul. The unimaginable is the day you wake up without the heaviness you've been carrying for years. It is the joy that surprises you after a season of sorrow. It is the strength you find in yourself that you never knew was there because you were too busy holding on instead of receiving. When you let go of people. Sometimes the letting go I ask of you involves people. Not because I want you to live in isolation, but because I see what you cannot. There are relationships that hinder your growth, connections that keep you tied to pain, and even good people who are not meant to walk with you into your next season. When you release them, you are not rejecting them. You are allowing me to guide your steps without unnecessary weight. Some people are assignments for a season, not for a lifetime. You must trust me to bring the right people at the right time. And remember, letting go does not mean you stop loving them. It means you trust me with their journey and yours. When you let go of the past, I see how often you replay the mistakes, the regrets, and the what-ifs. I see how the weight of past wounds keeps you from stepping boldly into your future. But hear me. The past is a place of learning, not of living. If you keep your hands wrapped around what has already happened, you cannot embrace what I am placing before you now. Letting go of the past is not pretending it never happened. It is allowing me to redeem it. It is trusting that I can take even the most painful chapters and weave them into a story of victory. When you let go of the outcome, you pray for answers, but then tell me how and when they should arrive. You say you trust me, yet you still create backup plans in case I don't come through in time. My child, if you truly want to see the unimaginable, you must release the outcome. You must allow me to choose the route, the timing, and the form of the blessing. Sometimes I answer differently than you expect because I am protecting you from something you cannot see. Sometimes I delay because I am building something better than what you asked for. If you only knew how carefully I work on your behalf, you would rest instead of resist. The unimaginable is already in motion. Even now, I am working in ways you cannot detect. The pieces are moving. The doors are aligning. The opportunities are being prepared. The hearts that will be part of your next chapter are being softened and positioned. But here is the truth. I cannot place in your hands what you refuse to let go of. If you keep your fists closed, I cannot fill them. If you keep your heart locked, I cannot pour into it. Your act of letting go is not passive. It is an act of faith. It is your way of telling me, I believe you have something better. Testimonies of the unimaginable. I have done this before. I parted the Red Sea when my people thought the path was blocked. I brought water from a rock when they thought their thirst would consume them. I fed thousands with a few loaves and fish when they thought they would go hungry. And I will do it again in your life. The moment you release the weight, I will take what you have and multiply it. The moment you trust my timing, I will show you that I have been ahead of you all along. The moment you let go of what you thought you needed, I will give you something better than you imagine. Practical surrender. Letting go is not a vague mystical act. It is a daily choice. Here is how you can begin. Pray honestly. Tell me exactly what you are afraid of losing. Release through words. Say aloud, God, I give you this situation. I trust you with it. Interacts, rehearsing outcomes. Each time your mind starts to plan every detail, redirect your thoughts to my promises. Make room physically. Sometimes you must clear space in your schedule, environment, or relationships to show that you are ready for the new. Act in faith. Move forward even when you cannot see the full picture, trusting that I am guiding each step. Your freedom is on the other side of release. Imagine a bird gripping the bars of its cage, afraid to let go because it fears falling. It does not realize that the door has already been opened and the sky is waiting. You, my child, are that bird. The cage is open. You have been clinging to something that is not meant to hold you any longer. The moment you release your grip, you will feel the wind of my spirit carrying you into places you never dreamed you could go. A final word from my heart to yours. I do not ask you to let go because I want to take from you. I ask you to let go because I want to give to you. The unimaginable begins when you trust me enough to loosen your grip. You will not be empty-handed. You will not be left behind. You will not regret the trust you place in me. Let go, my beloved. Step back from the need to control. Breathe in the peace that comes from knowing I am God and I am for you. The moment you do, the unimaginable will begin, and you will see that it was worth it all along.